So the 5 it would have had been. As I've said, this is so tasty. Sound like this. Hey there friends, how's it going? My name is Andrew and today I won't advertise, sell or buy anything. Today I want to tell you my personal experience about moving to Spain. So I want to tell you pros and cons and in what case you should or you should not move to Spain. So I will start with pros. 5 reasons why you should move to Spain. So the first reason is the climate and the weather in Spain. Guys, summer is here all year round. The Starks from Game of Thrones, for example, would be very envious because winter is not coming here. For example, personally me, I enjoy outdoors lifestyles such as tennis, surfing, sky surfing, and all this became possible only here in Spain. But also, I don't know, since my childhood, I've been a proud fan of Barcelona since 2006, and of course I'm playing football. And here I could play football all year long, you know, it doesn't matter, the weather doesn't matter for me. So no winter can keep you from doing your favorite things outdoors, and no bad weather can keep you from that. And for example, during these 3 years in Spain, I've already met a lot of great people. Hi there friends, I'm happy if you're watching this. And sometimes we chill all night long at the beach, you know, playing guitar and maybe having some good stuff, if you know what I mean. It was not possible in my home country. Only during summer you could do things like this, but here it is possible all year round. And this is awesome. Or sometimes I like to just, you know, walk along the beach, watch the sunset and the sunrise, and sometimes this all night just goes like this, like 1 second, and I don't even notice how a couple of Pink Floyd albums walk by. So, you know, I always tried so hard to live like 70% of people in modern society, like my parents taught me to get a good education, then to get a well-paid job and to buy a car and to spend my life like from home to office, then back home, office, back home, and every day like this. And I decided to break this vicious circle, you know. That's when I decided to move to Spain, because life here is much easier, you know, and maybe I stopped being that productive, but still, for example, I've made a couple of dreams come true here. The dreams that I couldn't make true back in my home country. For example, I got a couple of tattoos that my parents would never allow me to do if I were back home. For example, like this. I believe you know what's that. It's my all-time favorite band. And I just started to live easily here in the country of constant summer and sun in Spain. So that's the reason number 1. So the second reason, I believe, would be fresh products and their excellent quality. For example, in the supermarket, in the morning, there are fruits and vegetables that were just picked in the gardens in the morning, and then during lunchtime, they are already in the supermarkets. And this is awesome. They are really tasty and juicy, and it would not have been possible if they were traveling all around the world before coming to your supermarkets. And the taste is completely different from the one I've experienced back in my home country, since, as I said, these products did not have to like wait 3-4 days to get to your table. They are immediately out there. And also, during some seasons in Spain, some fruits are dominated in Spain. So for example, if it's orange season, it is actually cheaper to drink orange juice than just plain water from bottles. And it's awesome, and it would not have been possible in any country, I believe, than Spain. And the taste is simply magnificent. Moreover, in a couple of supermarkets I've seen that there are some special, vending machines when you just put oranges there, put your bottle, and you just see how the machine squeezes the oranges, and you get fresh orange juice just in front of you. Wow. And it's cheaper and it's amazing. It's just awesome. I simply don't have the words to explain it, and awesome. All of the fruits like bananas, persimmons, cherry moya, pomegranates, even though I have no idea whether I spelled them right or wrong, they are all in abundance here. It is very, very, very easy to buy them everywhere. And it is actually easier and more affordable here to keep healthy diet than, for example, in United States, because in countries like that, it is cheaper to eat junk food than to buy healthy products. And here it's completely opposite. And honestly speaking, when there are so many beautiful girls around, it is just impossible not to keep fit, not to follow the diet, and it is much, much easier here than it was back in my home country, because to eat healthy and to follow the diet, with all the proteins and etc., it was so harder back in my home country, but here it's much, much easier. So the abundance of fresh products and the easy way to follow the diet is the great advantage of Spain. So keep that in mind when you decide to move here. So the third reason why I like it here more is the people themselves, I honestly speaking, don't want to offend anyone. Every nation is beautiful and every person is beautiful, but here in Spain, people are just more easy, They are more smiling, calm, more cheerful. Here they are in no hurry, so someone might think then they are less productive, they are not working that hard. And maybe you're right, but still, what does it matter if they are happier? They are much happier here because of their lifestyle, life rhythm, and etc. They are not always in hurry, oh, I have to have dinner in 10 minutes and go back to work and stay overnight. So at first, I thought that it was their great disadvantage, because in my country we are all trying, as I said, to get well education, well-paid job, and to be the best, like they say. The winner takes it all. But here I completely changed my mentality, and I came from the eye of a tiger type of being always the best in everything to in AC/DC is living easy, living free. And in this matter, life is much, much better. It's easier and you just enjoy living. You don't work to survive, you work to enjoy your living. And I try to switch myself completely 100% to this way of lifestyle and this way of thinking. And it's much more healthier, by the way. I'm sure that with diet like this, with lifestyle like this, and with attitude like this, it is most certainly possible to live 100 years here. So this is the third advantage, the mentality itself. So the fourth reason is why I like it here in Spain is that everything, the cost of services and the cost of everything is much lower, and it's much cheaper to live here than in most European countries, as I said. Sometimes I, for example, do sky surfing, and I had to hire an instructor and some equipment. And as far as I remember, during somewhat the third or the fourth lesson, he just stopped taking money from me and said okay, hombre, I don't take any money from my friends. It was so nice, really, it was kind, and I was so touched with it, because in my country it's all about the money, and here they are living easier, as I've said. And the point is not even my coach or instructor. The point is that everyone is like this here. So, for example, if a police stops your car, I don't know, for some, I don't know, you didn't turn your lights on, or for example like this, there is a slight possibility that if the policeman likes you, it's true story, I was there, if the policeman likes your attitude and your way of speaking to him, he just may let you go without a fine. And of course that only depends on the size of your misconduct. For example, another true story, I wanted to buy a new iPhone, I don't know, 2 years ago, and the guy who sold the iPhones in the shop, he saw my Barcelona tattoo, and so it happened he was also a big fan of Barcelona, and he offered me a great discount just because of that, just because we were like from one Barcelona family. And yes, these are the Spanish people themselves. Also, I've heard from a couple of my friends who went here to study that also the cost of studying here in universities and colleges is much lower than in most European countries. Also, this year I finally realized my dream and made it come true, and I attended Metallica concert in Madrid this summer, and guys, it was legendary. The emotions are indescribable, and if some of you are also Metallica family members, give it a like, because I believe we deserve it. I'm just starting to learn, so sorry. Sound like this. So the last fifth reason on this list must be the architecture, the natural beauty of Spain itself and its charisma. Me, as a great Game of Thrones fan, I was desperate to see the locations where, for example, the Dorne was shot. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you will understand this. And not just Game of Thrones, the architecture, modern architecture, the old architecture is just simply beautiful out here. A lot of must-see places. It's just when you come here for the first time, you don't know even where to start. And the natural beauty is simply breathtaking. For example, when you, as I've said, when you walk during the night along the beach, listening to, I don't know, Nothing Else Matters like I played, or Stairway to Heaven, or Pink Floyd, or wherever you're listening to, it's awesome. And so the last reason that people just simply fall in love with the beauty of Spain, I can guarantee that. So I started from advantages of this beautiful country, and of course, for me personally, maybe it's the thing that I don't live here quite long, 3 years, and everything has its advantages and disadvantages. And honestly speaking, if to be completely honest, I have to tell you about disadvantages as well. So here they go. So to make it easier to tell you about disadvantages of living in Spain, I will divide people who come to Spain into 3 categories. People who come here to work, people who come here for seasonal living, for their vacations, and people who come here who have already retired, who already have pension. So if you are from the third category of people who have already retired, I can tell you that you will find no more beautiful, like no better country for you to live in than Spain. Because especially if you are from a Northern European country where the weather is not so pleasant. So if you are ready to give up your European pension and to forget about the Northern European atmosphere, you will receive a great, just awesome quality of life. For example, the healthcare here is just simply amazing. I've heard that it's like in top 3 in the whole world. The climate and food, as I said, are so great. And as I also said, you might live here like up till you're 100 years old. And restaurants, golf clubs, beaches, the infrastructure is amazing. And here in Spain, they all respect their elderly, their senior people. So there are ramps, bike paths and special lifts for everything. So everything will be comfortable for you, more comfortable than you could ever imagine. And a lot of people, as I've heard, are just moving to Spain after they retire because they just want to relax. So this would be the place for you, I suppose, and I'm 100% sure. So as I've said, the second category of people who come here are people who, I don't know, buy or rent property for seasonal living here. And another true story, I promise you, this is from my friend Martin from Bamberg. Hi Martin. And he bought a townhouse here and he thought about having a security or not. And he decided not to purchase security system. And when he got back here in a couple of months, he just saw that his house was occupied by immigrants, and it was so hard for him to get them out of the house because Spanish government is so tolerant and so loyal to them, especially if they have small children. So if you buy some property here, don't leave it unprotected because it will be occupied when you return here, I promise you. So it's a disadvantage, it's a slight disadvantage of Spain, but who knows. So as previously mentioned, the third category of people who come here is the people who want to earn some money and who come here for work, for a job. And if you come to Spain to work and you honestly expect job security and high salary, unfortunately, I will disappoint you because there is almost no such thing as job security and high salary in Spain, unfortunately, really unfortunately. Because, for example, the only people who have job security here are the people who work for Spanish government, and if you are not Spanish yourself, if you are not the citizen of Spain, it is impossible for you to get there, to get those jobs. And the labor market is just, sorry for my French, it sucks. So if you are expecting to come here and earn like millions, nah, not gonna happen. So salaries are not high, believe me. The Spanish government just loves to take taxes. It's all about taxes, taxes, taxes here. They take everything, like take your contributions to social security fund and etc. And of course, if you work here like for many years, you will certainly get a high level of healthcare, good pension, but believe me, it's very difficult to save money here for something, especially if you have children. So, how to summarize all of it? If you like competitions in your life, if you are always trying to be the best, if you are listening to Eye of a Tiger every morning and you are trying to be as productive as possible and earn all the money in the world, Spain is not a country for you, honestly. But if you want to live in a beautiful country, in constant summer, do active sports, eat healthy, and live among cheerful and happy people, this is the country for you. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, if it was pleasant for you to hear, and if it helped you, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions about living in Spain, leave them in comment section down below. I will be happy to answer all of them. So I believe it's a good point to end it here. My name is Andrew. Adios, guys. During all night we could like play guitar at the beach, office, car, home, and then office,